Hello everyone, welcome to another episode. Well, it's not actually another episode today. We are actually live, which is something a little bit different. Just a bit of an explanation as to my rationale behind this. I wanted to do something live, maybe like once a week or something like that. I was thinking like market opens, but there's a lot of YouTubers that already do that. So I was thinking of going with something a little bit different, right? And I thought, look, I can commit to, say, 9 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon. So if you're watching from the US, I actually live in Australia, so that's why the timing there. But hopefully it sort of works out convenient there as well. But yeah, I thought basically what we could do is we could go over a few different things. Basically, I've given myself a bit of a dot point of things that I want to go over. And look, things might change. Maybe next week we'll do it a little bit differently. But we'll start it off, basically it'll be called Beer with Dom. And I'll drink a different beer each time. So the first, say, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, I'll talk about, the beer that I'm drinking and whether I like it or not. And yeah, so today I thought I'd go with the tried and true. I'd go with the one that I normally drink, which is Budweiser. So if Budweiser is an American beer, I believe. But I like it. And people like to call it a bit of a watered down beer, which I'm okay with that. I like it. It's not a super strong beer, but I enjoy it. So we're going with the tried and true today so that I can actually focus on doing a good job of the live stream. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about was the market absolutely rallied last night. So if you invest in the US stock market, you will know you will definitely know that over the last 3 to 4 weeks. And 5 and 6 weeks, we've really seen pretty much a bear market. Lots of YouTubers, lots of analysts have been talking about recession coming. They've been talking about the Fed increasing rates as well. And so there's a lot of fear in the market. Some YouTubers, like I noticed Meet Kevin, doesn't believe that the fear is really real yet. He still thinks that a lot of people are still in the market buying the dip. And he doesn't believe it's time to jump in, and we'll tap into that in a minute. But I definitely think there is definitely fear in the market. But today it really turned around. So a few of my positions that I brought, say, 3-4 weeks ago are now in the positive. Some of them are in the positives really well, like 15-20%, which I'm really happy about. And then some of the positions that I sort of brought at the top in sort of late November, early December, even them have started to go into the green, sort of only just slightly, and some of them are only just slightly in the red, which is a lot better than what they looked like 2 weeks ago, let me tell you now. So, first thing that I wanted to talk about was Meet Kevin's video that he uploaded last night. So, Meet Kevin said, put up a video basically saying, I'm leaving or I'm ending YouTube or something along those lines. Now, I watched the video immediately thinking the worst, right? Like, oh God, he's leaving. As it turns out, he's just not going to do the market open and market close live streams. However, in saying this, if you look at the content that he's put out in the last 3 to 4 weeks, it really, other than a couple of videos a week, really only has been market open and market close. And a lot of the videos that he uploads are actually recordings from that. So obviously, some big changes there. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes on YouTube going forward. He definitely has ruffled a few feathers, so to speak, with selling his entire portfolio. I'm not going to go into too much detail on my opinion of it. I do believe at the end of the day it's his capital and he should be able to allocate it however he likes. And I would prefer that he be transparent, which is the path that he has chosen. But undoubtedly that's going to come with criticism. Not criticism that I feel like any need to throw, but definitely going to come with some criticism, especially when you tell everyone to buy the dip all the time and to hold. So you can't really blame people for being a little bit upset. Some things have been uncalled for though. I did see Jeremy, Financial Education. He uploaded a video today in reaction to Meet Kevin's video, and he's been quite vocal, on Meet Kevin and his actions and the videos that he's been putting out. Very bearish videos and opinions. which, if that's the way that Meet Kevin's thinking, I would, like I said, I would rather him be transparent and put that out there rather than try and play the good guy all the time and pretend everything's okay when, if he really thinks it's not, I'd rather him say that. And I also think it's good that he has a difference, right? If all the YouTubers are saying buy, then yeah, maybe it is a bubble. Maybe you do need a couple that are saying, look, this is insane, right? But I don't believe that we're at the top of the market, like he said. I do think that it is potential, though, that there is a great potential, though, that we could go into a recession, and it could be until 2023, Q1, Q2 of 2023, before we start to see the massive bull runs that we saw last year. However, to make money in the stock market, you don't need bull runs like we had last year. Bull runs like we had last year are an anomaly. They don't normally happen. You could pretty much bet on any stock and you could have made money last year. And some stocks where you probably shouldn't have made a whole lot of money in such a short period of time, you could. I'll give you a great example. One stock that I invested in was Lucid. Now, when I went into Lucid, I planned on holding that position for 1 to 2 years because I didn't believe it was going to hit huge highs as quick as it did. And when it hit them really quickly, I had to sell. I didn't see any other option. It pretty much got up to that $60 range per share. And that was within the span of, I think it was only like 10, 11, 12 weeks. So absolutely insane market last year. Not one that I would be not open to seeing again. I would love to see something like that. And it definitely showed that America was in a pretty strong position going into COVID and the lockdowns. But obviously the inflation has caught up with them. Just like it might catch up with us here in Australia as well. The other thing that I wanted to mention as well was a lot of people signed a petition last week, basically to get Joe Biden or the White House to mention Tesla. And it looks like it's actually happened. So whether that actually worked or not, I'm not totally sure that he actually saw it. I think it only got like 58,000 signatures, which is a lot. But I don't know if that's enough to get into the White House, right? But it was good to see that he got a mention. If you guys have some questions, I would love for you to put them through into the comments. I'm going to go over them in a minute and we'll get stuck into them. And then we'll go into some other things as well. So here we go. Hey, Franklin Family Guy. Aspergero. I hope that's not a swear word or something. VA, how you going, VA? VA's been really, he's been commenting on quite a lot of videos, so thanks for that, man. It's been good to chat with you. Hey, what's the mop looking thing next to you? Next to the cat. The mop looking. Hey. This ain't no mop, man. Is this what you're talking about? This is a Boring Company hat. This thing retails on eBay right now. It did go up. There was ones that sold for like $600 Australian dollars. But now they're selling for like around $200, $300, which is pretty impressive for a $30 hat that I got online. It's obviously a limited edition hat. The Boring Company is a company that Elon Musk started where they bore tunnels underground. It's really interesting. I think I've got a video on it if you wanted to have a look. But really, really cool guy. Nokia to the moon. Interesting. Nokia have been doing some really interesting things with 5G. And I think that they will actually do really well this year because a lot of Western countries have decided not to go with Huawei and other 5G providers that are typically from China. And they are going with Nokia. So it'll be really interesting to see. Andrew, how you going? Cool. So what I wanted to go over today, I wanted to go over a little bit of the market. So last night we saw a massive rally, like I said. So there was firms holding. That's one. I have a position in a firm. It's gone up last night 14%. I think I'm up around 10% on that position, so I've done really well. Another company that I am actually down on them at the moment, not by much, just by a little bit. But it was pretty deep a few weeks ago, was EVgo, and I'm really bullish on EVgo. They're an electric car charging company, so and their business model is really straightforward. It's simple. It's install electric chargers, they pay themselves back after 2 years, and then it's profit from there on in. I think it'll be a long way to profitability for them. However, I believe it'll be similar to petrol stations, right? You set up a petrol station, they generally pay for themselves after a certain period of time, and then it's profit from there on in. And I do believe that they will be more profitable than fuel stations, not because I don't think they'll get used as much as petrol stations would be, because a lot of people are going to charge from home. But I do believe that they should be a lot cheaper to set up, right? Because they're pretty safe. You don't have to set up a lot of like chemical spill stuff and all that kind of stuff. And as well, I think that they can be better strategically put than petrol stations can be. They don't require employees. They probably require a small service team that can service hundreds of them a day. And they should be relatively cheap to set up. We also had Roku. Roku's a really interesting business. It'll be interesting to see how they go. I know Netflix had they had I think they had less activity in their last earnings, so it'll be interesting to see how Roku go. Atlassian are actually an Australian company, or they might be an American company, but I know the two founders are from Australia and they live in Sydney. It's a really interesting software company, and they're doing really well and always have. Uber posted a profitable quarter recently. I think it was yesterday or the day before. So that's good on them for doing that. It'll be really interesting to see how they go through with autonomous driving. So they had a few autonomous driving programs that they cancelled. I don't know if they've started a couple more now. I haven't invested in Uber, but it'll be interesting to see how they go. I think Tesla will give them a run for their money with the robo-taxis. But I think the robo-taxis are a little bit further away than what Elon is basically saying that they are. Berkshire Grey. I'm not sure if that's Berkshire Hathaway. I don't think it is. But Berkshire Hathaway are doing really well. They've outperformed quite a lot of the big tech funds. So good on them for doing that. That tried and true long-term method and value stocks that they invest in has worked out well for them, especially typically now. Twilio Inc. also had a 17% in the pre-market, which is quite huge. It'll be interesting to see how they go. I think they've got an earnings coming up if they haven't already. Now, what else to go over? I think I forgot to transition this. Yes, I did. Okay, so I should have transitioned it, but that's okay. We had to make one stuff up, right, for the live. Now, what are we gonna have a look at first? Give me 1 second. Have we got any comments? Huawei. Because they're the worst cars. I don't know. I don't think Berkshire Hathaway make cars, mate. Actually, no, they do. They invest in an electric car company. I can't remember what they're called. But they're making some okay cars now. But when they first started investing, they were absolutely hideous. Yeah, like absolutely insane. So let's have a look first at Market Watch. Here we go. Here we go. Now we're all over it. We're getting there. All right. Market Watch. What have we got here that's actually going to be anything interesting? Will inflation data kill the stock market bounce? Here's what investors want to see. I haven't even had a drink of this beer. AMD stock is a buy. As impressive share. This will be interesting. I know Nvidia's done really well, especially through these tough times. They haven't dipped as hard as what a lot of people would have expected. Crosshair's the same, actually. Crosshair hasn't dipped hugely either. So if we have a look here, Advanced Micro Devices Inc., AMD, impressive share gain story is intact. That's one reason to feel good about the chipmaker stock, according to an analyst. D Capital Markets analyst Lewis upgraded AMD shares to buy from Outperform Wednesday, writing that the company is set to upbeat tone with its most recent earnings report in early February. So this is an earnings report bet, basically, which in markets like this, I generally would stay away from doing that because it's really hard to tell, especially with COVID and things that are going on. and supply chain difficulties, it's really actually hard to tell. There's a lot of can't controls with a lot of these earnings, and it doesn't really give a good picture of where the company is set up for the future. AMD gave strong guidance in Q1 2022 and the full year, even after strong rises every quarter all year. He noted, while taking more bearish tone on the shares given a recent price decline, the stock is down about 18% of its November 29 closing high. AMD's transaction with cloud customers, which helped the company grow revenue for its enterprise, embedded, and semi-custom segment at 75% clip in the last quarter. Part of AMD's continued growth is that they are seeing firm orders and good visibility in the cloud demand for both internal applications and more instances, and as such have signed up for an increased foundry capacity. Intel did return growth in their most recent quarter, but it was off a very easy to compare and much slower. So I'm pretty sure these links here must be live. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they look like they're live. That's cool. Good job, Market Watch. Interesting. Any comments? The ape in as my display picture. I do own that NFT. I brought 4 NFTs last week or the week before. I only spent like very little money, like a couple of $100, just dabbling. I'm not a massive believer in NFTs. However, I am planning to do an interview with someone next week. I believe that'll be on next Friday, with someone who's very bullish on NFTs. So I'm gonna rack his brain a little bit and see what if I'm missing anything or whether it's all, a load of crap, right? I definitely think NFTs have a future, just not. I just don't think the way that we think NFTs have a future right now is actually going to be the reality. What else can we look at? Any other questions? Roku will grow steadily, but not a lot, and it will be over time. That would be interesting. I don't know a whole lot about Roku. I don't know what they're actually doing with their business model that suggests that they're going to do well. But it'd be really interesting. No, I'm not showing my browsing history. Why would I do that? Haval, yes, Haval. Great Wall owns Haval. And Haval have actually done really well over the last sort of 3 years. I think last year or the year before they had a 500% gain year over year in their share price, which is pretty impressive, I must say. You just screenshotted my NFT and it's up for sale on OpenSea. Yeah, good job. I'm pretty sure that's not how NFTs work, but no worries. Sounds good. AFR. Let's have a look at the Australian markets, right? So if we have a look over here, financial review. I don't normally check out these websites, but I thought it would be a good way to generate some content while we're on the live. ASX to rise, AMP, AGL, the reporting calendar. Here I go. So these are American stocks they're talking about anyway. Is our stock market too boring? Macquarie Group down. So I'm pretty sure if we have a look, is there a way to just look at the markets here? Here we go. View all. It'll be really interesting to see. Basically, oh no, this is just the news. Oh, here we go. Oh, you got to pay for it. Yeah, that'll be right. So we're not going to look at that today, then, are we? No, it'll be really interesting to see whether we follow what America has done. So we go through the same 3 weeks that America has done, whether it's going to be a delayed impact or not. Be interesting. I think GDP growth is going to be extremely minimal, if not pretty much dip pretty heavily this year. It'll be really interesting to see what happens. But international borders open on the 21st of February, so that'll be interesting to see what impact that has on the economy as well, and maybe to help with supply chain problems as well. Things might be able to come over a little bit more. So what do we got? We don't want to look at commodities. We want to look at what do we got on the equity markets. Yeah, we'll read this. Investors could be in for an earnings season dividend shock. Oh, we're going to pay for this too. What is this? All right, financial review. Oh, I've had enough of this. All right, CoinDesk it is. Let's look at some crypto. I work on them and have been involved in the corporate structure. Have I? Yeah, that'll be interesting. Let's not spread too much fake news, guys. That would be desperately appreciated. Haval to the moon and Elon will eat my shorts. Yeah, you can buy Tesla shorts if you didn't know that already. Now, CoinDesk. BlackRock is preparing to offer crypto trading, sources say. That would be really interesting because BlackRock would have a very large percentage of the trading market in their customer list. What do we got here? What do we got? Let's have a look at this. Flow tokens surge on Beijing 2022 Olympic Winter Games license. A new play-to-earn mobile game on Flow lets players into the Olympics action from the ongoing Winter Games in Beijing. This will be really interesting. I know a lot of these, you have pay-to-play games at the moment that are really popular. It'll be interesting to see what these play-to-earn games will be like and whether they'll have the same. You would think that people would rather earn than pay, right? But yeah, it'd be huge to see if it actually increases the amount of people that play video games. Because if you can make a living from it or even earn money while you're doing it. I mean, look, if the games, NFT games or crypto games were as good as what the games you can get right now, say for example on Steam, then yeah, I probably would pay the crypto games. Because why not? You can earn money while you do it at the same time. It's a no-brainer, right? Flow token surged 11% in the past 24 hours as a new officially licensed mobile game showcasing the ongoing Beijing 2022 Olympics Winter Games was launched on the network this week. Subsidiary has launched an amazing official license play to earn. Let's check out the video. Interesting. As per a release, Enways Play Olympic Games Jam Beijing 2022 is a play-to-earn mobile game that was created in collaboration with the International Olympic Committee. Players compete in a series of arcade-style winter sports to earn Olympic NFT digital pins as they compete for the gold. Oh, interesting. Flow tokens surged as high as $9 on Wednesday from the previous day's $6.97 level. Prices have been in a steady uptrend since last week's $5.50 level. However, Flow saw resistance. Okay, market. NFTs, short for non-fungible tokens, are blockchain-based representations of tangible or intangible objects. The sector grew from a niche in 2019 to a multi-billion-dollar giant today, with players both from crypto and traditional companies issuing or using NFTs. It's really interesting, this billion-dollar giant today. be really interesting how much of that market is actually just money laundering, to be honest. Offers players the ability to connect via both custodial and non-custodial wallets, meaning they could purchase in-game assets via credit card or connect to a native crypto wallet's tokens they've earned. Okay. The game is available on both Android and iOS apps and can be accessed with WayPlay ID. No wallet connection, unlike most crypto apps, is required to play the game. That's cool because it opens it up right to more people. The Olympics branded game joins the other products running on Flow's network. Flow developers said in a release that they are 1.2 million registered users on a basketball card trading game, NBA Top Shot, 1 million signups, a cricket game, Quick Toss, and more than 3.7 individual accounts on Flow. Flow tokens, however, have been one of the biggest losers for investors. Prices are down 80% since highs of $42 in April 2021 and fell as low as $4.42 last month. Jesus, that's such a massive difference. That reminds me of the difference that we saw with Wonderland. But Wonderland can justify that kind of drop with the politics they had going on there. The mic took a little while to dial in, eh? Actually, speaking of MIDI files, I have created a new intro because YouTube keeps basically every video I put up, I have an intro and an outro, and it's the same song. And YouTube just keeps, I don't know why. I play I put the same music in every single video, yet every video has a copyright claim, some of them don't, and all the copyright claims are different. And if I dispute them, some of them say, no, that's fine, we were wrong. Some of them are like, nah, it's our song. And then I go listen to the song. It's not even the same song. So I've created my own. So hopefully it's all right. It will be on a video probably tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. Or maybe the next day. I'm driving out of town tomorrow, so I might not be able to do a video, but I will do one the next day. Let's have a look at another CoinDesk article before we wrap this up. Trading game, Ethereum staking startup SSV network rises 10 million. Oh, wow. Assange. Oh, here we go. We got to read this. Assange DAO raises 38 million to aid WikiLeaks founder court battle. This is huge. So I wonder is this a DAO that's going to fund it, or is this fund actually set up just to fund his court battle? Which, if that's the case, like, where's the profitability in that? But anyway, the DAO, which is looking to help whistleblower, has now raised more than Constitution DAO. Raised more Ether than Constitution DAO. Okay, so it looks like there's a couple of DAOs that are involved in this. A decentralized autonomous organization, DAO, that is raising money to support whistleblower Julian Assange defense has collected a record-breaking 12,350 Ether, which is roughly around $38 million, according to funding platform Juicebox. Assange DAO started to accept donations on Thursday and has already surpassed Constitution DAO, which tried to buy the US Constitution at an auction. Okay, I don't know how that makes sense. According to its website, the DAO is a group of cyberpunks who started to form on December 10 when a court in the UK ruled that Assange can be extradited to the US, where he faces 170 years in prison. Look, I don't know how much he could fund this. I don't know if it'll make a huge difference, to be honest. But good on them for standing up for their rights, or standing up for what they believe. Earlier this year, the WikiLeaks founder was given the right to request the UK Supreme Court block in his extradition to the US, where he would face criminal charges under the Espionage Act for his role in obtaining and publishing classified government documents. The group will use the proceeds to bid on non-fungible token artwork created by Assange and digital artist Pack. The piece, called Clock 101, is a muted clock that counts the days that Assange has spent behind bars. Okay. The artwork proceeds will support Assange defense through the Hamburg, Germany-based non-profit Holland Foundation, according to the Pack interview with art publication ArtNet. The DAO bid 2,000 Ether on Pack's artwork Tuesday. Wow, that's really interesting. But yeah, I might actually watch that a little bit closer to see how that goes. The example of the promotional video that you played, it was horrendously loud and distorted. Oh, okay, yeah, I really apologise for that. I'm not sure how the volume goes on this, so I'm pretty sure I've got the volume set up so that it should actually come, the true desktop audio should come through. But it might have actually been picking up what's actually on my headphones, which is awkward. So I will try to fix that up for the next video. Where are we now? Guys, that's all I had written down to go over. I don't know much else to go over. I did say, though, that this was going to be a half-hour episode. So we have done half an hour. So we've done well there. We're at 31 minutes, and I did start basically a minute late. So we've done really well there. So thanks for watching. I hope you jump on next week. If you have any suggestions on how I can actually improve this, make this more interesting, more entertaining, or what you would like to see more of in the next live. So we'll do another one on Thursday at 9 o'clock. And hey, we'll continue to do them until they're either boring, maybe we decide they don't work, or if they do work, we'll just do it, right? Until it becomes unsustainable, right? So how's the beer? The beer is really good. I like Budweiser. It is a bit of a watered down beer, but I do like it. It's got some fruity notes to it. And it's refreshing, and that's what I think I would like out of a beer. Can't drink those those darker ales. They're just a little bit too much for them. They're nice sometimes, like I could do a Guinness, but you can't, like, if you've had anything to eat that day, forget about it, right?